Hi, everyone. My name is Anne-Marie Band. Today is March the 5th, and this is the Moneyball Morning Report for the Benzinga Pro platform. We've started the day with a little bit of selling. And so what I wanted to do was strip off all the indicators. I wanted us to remember what we watch when we get into the frame of old resistance, new support. The YM is telling us, listen, I spent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and now 9. Plate 9 times. I have touched this area around 38,877. And every time I was there, a decision got made. So what is the decision that I think I might need to play? The decision is I'm going to buy the dip. Old resistance, new support. That's going to be my thought, right? It is 887. Right? That is, no, 877. Good grief, Emery. 877. And that's going to be my first floor that I'm going to say, I think I'm going to try and pick up along here. Now, what happens if I'm wrong? Well, here's the beautiful thing. If I'm wrong, my stop is right here. Literally 20 ticks, right? 20 ticks. I'm looking at this space. It's either going to work or it doesn't. And I know that if I lose this zone, I have to get out of the trade. But I'm going to anticipate that it's good, worth trying, right? I'm going to anticipate that I want to try right here to pick up the long. If it works, great. If it doesn't, I can see that what the broad market is telling me right now is that I want to sell the bounces if I am intraday. Okay, that's the big thing. Let's go directly to SPY. I just want to tell you I had that set up, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't have any stressors about this, that, or the other. I really don't. I set it up. If it works, it's great. If it doesn't, I'm out. Okay, so that being said, this is what we are looking at in general for the SPY. Let's go to the daily chart. Have a peek, right? New high yesterday, can't hold it, closes underneath the close of Friday. Today, Tuesday, bounces to try to get up over the close of Friday, can't do it. Now I'm heading old resistance, new support. So what should the traders be doing here? They're going to try and buy the dip. But guess what? If they're not strong enough to have this dip being bought, they are going to slip into the next congestion zone. And that's about 508.50. What does the framework tell me about intraday trading here? It is sell the bounce. As long as I'm making lower lows and lower highs, it is a sell the bounce formation. Now, are traders going to try to buy the dip? Oh, you betcha. They absolutely are going to try and buy the dip. So what do you want to do? You better be on the lookout for them buying the dip. And I believe that this line of heavy congestion here is the ultimate area they're going to stop. All right, let's take a look at the Qs. Qs, same thing, right? Let's go to the daily very quickly. We can see the same sort of formation. New highs in the last couple of days, but can't hold him. Can't hold him. Gap down. Tries to bounce, can't even get to the close of Friday. No strength in there. So what are they doing? They're coming down to see if they can test old resistance as new support. It's either going to work or it's not. But they're going to give it a go, and they're going to start early because they're used to price action running away from them. So they're going to hop in early, and they could be wrong. So what do they want to do? Manage the risk. And so if you say to yourself, I'm buying this dip, and you get in here and you begin to buy it, you better not break the 440 floor. That's going to be trouble. That 440 floor is going to be trouble. And there's so much pressure that every bounce runs into sellers. Now, this region I think is super important. So you want to watch that edge. 440 support, 444 resistance. In between, you can ping pong the trade. Buy the dip, sell the bounce, buy the dip, sell the bounce. The moment it breaks, it immediately needs to reverse like this, or you better get out of the trade because traders are going to be running out of the fire escapes because they'll be sitting in the wrong direction. All right. Overall, everything looks like a fading pattern today, and the dip buyers probably going to get a little punch in the nose. Just my thought. All right, take a look again. Friday's high. Monday hits higher, can't hold it, closes under the close of Friday. Tuesday opens up, no bounce action. Look at that. No wick on the top there, and a continued fade. What are we likely to do? I think we're hunting for lower support. And so we are in a sell the bounce formation. So what does a sell the bounce formation look like? On your 30-minute chart, you're going to look at whatever formations are sitting. If you're saying to yourself, hey, I don't want to use any indicators, price is the best indicator of all. You can see this moving. This is a downward expanding wedge, right? That is savage motion to the downside. Right? That's an expanding wedge to the south. And so it's going to bump into old resistance. So what is that? It's right here. Right here. Old resistance, new support, and look what the buyers are doing. They're trying to step in. They're trying to step in. And so, that's right where price is, so I can't take that indicator off. So that's really what we want to stare down. The bounces will give us sell zones. Watch that pattern. Let's take a look at the NQ. And remember, folks, you can find me on the Benzinga Pro platform. You can find me on Topstep X and the Topstep platform and Discord. You can find me on Place Your Trades in the Discord channel. You can ask questions anytime. I do have a private Discord, but we're not opening anything to new members at this time. So here we are sitting in this zone. Take a look. We've broken this 163-ish zone, but that is also resistance. Notice, same kind of pattern. Expanding wedge to the downside. So what does an expanding wedge actually tell us? Well, it tells us the speed of motion downward is faster than the speed of motion on the bounce, right? Take a look at the slope. That's how you tell the speed. Okay, so that's what we're looking for. When will I be wrong for the sell, the bounces? If we breach 18,220. Okay, let's take a look next. Did we start with the YM? Let me double check. Yeah, we did start with the YM because that's where I took my long, right here on this space. Looks like I could be wrong. No bounce coming in for us, but we'll see what happens. Let's go to, did I do the RTY? My brain, it's a sieve. Okay, so here we are on the RTY. Take a look at this pattern. It's a very big pattern. Notice the last time the RTY hit a high was December. This is the only one that is not running off the rails. And so what I find to be very interesting is that if we're rotating into laggards that need lifting with the broad market, and all of the rest of the broad market, and I mean the S&P and the NQ, are running higher, if they stop running higher, is the RTY going to take over? I'm going to say no, because these are the guys who need credit. And, I don't know. I don't think so. So what I suspect this chart is doing is moving back down into this channel. It is also a sell the bounce formation. Take a look. This is Friday, Monday, brand new high, pulls back, closes above the close of Friday. But today, not doing it. Now, if we close above 2071 today, tomorrow, whatever, that's going to say, wait a second, we could make a new high here. Other than that, it's going to fade into these lower edges. It is a sell the bounce event, no doubt about it, but it's sitting pretty sideways. Where am I going to be wrong? Where am I going to be wrong off the bounce? If it holds 2081, yeah, somewhere near here, right? 2080. Then we've got ourselves a reversal in play. All right, let's go to oil. Oil, look at this. Textbook, baby. I mean, this thing is so sideways. right? It's in a flag. Let's put a flag there. I forget. All right, let's put a flag there. Not quite the top, not quite the bottom, but we can see that here's the pole, here's the flag. I don't think it's going to break this formation, but clearly this price action is bounded and bounded very well in these spaces. The high, 81, you want to try and sell up there. The low, now I think it's 77. You want to try and buy down there, maybe even 76. But this is a definitive fade pattern where it was a buy the dip. This topping formation has completely collapsed, moving us into a space that says, hey, listen, you want to sell that bounce right now. Until it recaptures, you can sell the bounce and buy at the new low. Why? High, low. Lower high, lower low. Lower high, lower low. Lower high, lower low. Lower high, lower low. Now notice the 2 times that it comes in and almost tops on this area. I think that's fascinating. Look at that. A topping there, and then, oops. Let's clone this again. A topping here. So could we fade down to a new area and then get another topping formation? Quite possibly. Lastly, let's take a look at gold. Oh, wrong one. Gold is breaking out. It's been following Bitcoin. It's insane. But take a look. Super toppy, right? This one comes almost right to the tick of 2150. So here's the thing. If we open the day below this 2137 to 2135, we're probably going to give back a big piece of that move. So be careful is all I have to say about that. Just be careful. Buyers really are buying the dip in this space, and they're doing it in pretty healthy ways. So have a look. Sideways, 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 sideways. Zoom. Sideways, 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 sideways. Zoom. Sideways, sideways, sideways. Zoom. So we got to buy that dip. Now, here's the thing. If it comes into this region, notice the last 3 times that it's broken out, it never gave back. This formation does not look like this break, and it does not look like this break. So the market's either telling us, listen, I got to take another breath before I move higher, or I'm going to break down. So you've got to watch old resistance, new support very carefully. All right, that's it for me. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you on the platforms.